You have dabbled in a different fields over your
Yeah,
journey. So can you
it's
tell us a little bit about your uh,
yes. So I'm an
journey?
entrepreneur by default because I had no other choice but to be a entrepreneur. Because I'm a phoenix. I say I don't give up.
Uh-huh.
So I was married at very early in life. I was married at 18, and I mean, I knew it from the day one. It's the marriage was, there's
Hmm.
nothing's going to come out of it, and so I had to work on my finances,
Okay.
etc.
Uh-huh.
And because I got married at 18, my I didn't have a qualification as such, where I could go and just get a job. And then being from a family, you can't go and get jobs. So the best option was to start, these small businesses, which I started, and I did very well. I actually bought a house for my first venture, which was, way back. To buy a flat for myself in my 30s was like a big high. And so that was it. I That marriage finished in 18 years. It took me 18 years to get out because I was working on my finances, and plus I had a son, whom I was raising and raised very well. Touchwood, he's that's actually, I'm a proud mom, because what he has achieved,
Yeah.
I take the credit. So
Uh-huh.
whether anyone gives it to me or not, but I feel, because what you sow, you reap.
Yes,
So it's
absolutely.
like, so whatever nutrients I gave in at that, through my whatever challenges, but still the nutrients were going, because nobody knew the challenges that I was going through. But I think that kind of gave him a lot of a base for
Hmm.
his ventures. So, and he was watching
Okay.
his mother work it, so it looked up.
Hmm.
So that
Yeah.
was great. But I went into a very bad relationship after that, which
Hmm.
was like terrifying, because it was a lot of abuse and battered anyway. But I got out of it. But because anybody else would have crumbled. But
Hmm.
then I had a fighting spirit. I have a never say die. And that's what, possibly, when we say our character is formed because of our surroundings, our
Hmm.
parents, and what experiences. My father was like that. So even when he was dying, he told me, you'll have to fight this battle. So it was like, you're not falling, so you have to rise again. And so that was the day I decided I'm going to rise again, and I fought a
Hmm.
huge court battle. So
Okay.
all these years was victim mode, a little
Uh,
bit. You get into that. You feel sorry for yourself. Oh, why did it happen to me? Why did it happen to me? But
yeah.
damn it, shit happens in everybody's life at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know, when you look around, and that's what I found when the last business that I was doing was a nail and lash studio, which I started,
Okay.
and just my luck, or I should use that word, luck now. COVID happened, and so I
Hmm.
calculated my losses and just shut it down, because I knew another couple of years no one is going to have that closeness. And that's when I came across the coaching business, and that's where I really found myself. Because from my victim mode, I went into a warrior mode. Now I say, I never go down when I'm talking about the past. I'm always in an excellent state. Even when I'm talking about it, I'm acknowledging it, moved on. So it's done wonders to me by undergoing the program that we are now, at least I am now, wanting to contribute and help people in such situations, that there's never say die. It's you can rise again and again and again, yet again. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, because everybody is going through something. And it's
Absolutely.
how you
Absolutely.
come out of it
Hmm.
is a winner if you come out of it. So I feel I won.
Wonderful. Uh-huh. So, Nandita, tell me
Yeah.
one thing. Now, you mentioned that you became an entrepreneur by default. You were thrown into the deep water by life, and then you underwent a lot of experiences, and you overcame them. You fought your way out, and you came rising. Like you said, you fall down and again rise, fall down and again rise, and that's how you ultimately today, if you look back from where you started or where you were 10 years from now, let's not go too much back in life, 10 years from now and now, where you are today. So what are the things which you feel now when you think back? Which were the reason for you to overcome all these obstacles? Which made you strong and resilient and overcome these things, the adversities of.
See, every experience is a learning. There's
Mm,
no, I mean, I don't look back and regret. One thing is there.
yeah.
Anything that has happened, um, I always remember my father's words. Whatever happens,
Mm,
happens for a reason.
yeah.
And that, I think, just that line kept on going on in my head all the time. So every experience I have fallen, but leaped
Okay.
up, much more, because
Mm,
internally you've grown, mentally you've grown, because you've learned. If I hadn't been through all this, I wouldn't have known any better. So
yeah.
I'm using this as a positive influence in my life, and I really don't. Past is gone.
Mm,
I
yes,
mean, I can
absolutely.
regret, that okay, so many years I could have done this, I could have done. If I could, I would have, but I didn't know any better. So what I did was to come out of that situation. But today, had those things happened to me now, I wish, the only thing I regret is I wish I had gone through this coaching program earlier in life, because in our days, and even now, for I notice a lot of people turning towards religious stuff, astrologers and Guruji and this one. No, 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 I'm not negating anyone. Everyone has their
Yeah,
own paths, but that is their fallback
absolutely.
for fallback for whatever experiences you're having in your life.
Mm,
But I wish I had this, because it's more scientific, it's more
yeah.
practical.
Mm,
That is faith. you know
absolutely.
Faith can give you that little push, to keep driving yourself.
Mm,
But to focus towards an outcome, towards having an everyday being an outcome, is something that I've experienced through the program. So this is the only regret I had. I wish I had done this earlier.
yeah. In fact, I totally agree with you on this part, Nandita, because even when I started and when I came into this program, I also felt the same. Had I accessed this 10 years earlier, life would have been totally different from me. And so that is there. But I also believe that everything happens at its designated time for every person. Even though, like, if you see, if you compare yourself and myself, so you are still better off than me, because you still got to become aware much earlier than when I have become. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter as
Yeah,
long as you become
yeah.
aware. And once you become aware, then then now what do you do? That is more important, because becoming aware is not only the solution. And we have seen in our community also, we have seen so many people of different background, different areas, regions, religions, and everything. And we have seen every person has his or her own different struggle. And some people are
Absolutely.
very happy, they are doing amazingly well, and there are some people who are still struggling. And that brings to me to my next question for you. Now that you're aware, now that you are, as you mentioned, you're on that right path. How has life changed for you?
Life has changed. There's no victim mode that you get into, and you
Mm,
keep delving into the. Even when you're talking about the past, earlier when I used to talk about the past, I would feel sad. My
yeah.
state would go like this. Now,
Mm,
when I talk about this, I'll talk like a Sherni. I mean,
yeah.
damn, go ahead and do it. You know, that's a huge one for me,
Mm,
because I feel now, first I used to feel, oh my god, people are judging me, what what I did, what I didn't do, and there were people judging me. And
yeah,
honestly, you
absolutely.
know and but I had already, when I had an outcome of that, I'm going to take a decision, I already knew there are lots of people who are going to leave me, and
Ah,
it's fine. You don't want the weeds. You don't want those weeds. It's okay. You want your sanity, your dignity. So that was my single focus. And the
Mm.
same thing is applying today. I mean, now that the system, I'm practicing myself. So the
Mm.
weeds are out. I
Yeah.
only want quality people, my great mastermind, and also the kind of people I'm hanging out with. I
Mm.
want to hang out with people who are also focused on the right things and
Yeah.
not bringing me down.
Mm.
Not bringing me down. I mean, like the other day, like I went somewhere and this man, he must be an elderly man, honey.
Mm-hmm.
He comes up to me and he was trying to bring me down. I'm giving you an example of what the system is
Mm-hmm.
doing to me.
Mm.
My mother and I are there, and he's telling me, "आप भी कुछ अपने मम्मी से सीख लो. आप तो बड़े मोटे हो गए हो." And under normal circumstances, I mean, like it might have bothered me, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to box him. I mean, like, how daft are you? How can you talk? First of all, you're an idiot. But but the fact is that it didn't bring me down.
Mm.
My mental level was so high that I was laughing and I was saying, "Oh my God, these people are still existing. You mean?" You
Absolutely.
know? Yeah. So your
Absolutely.
state is always in a good state. If you take it, then if had I been in a low state, I would have actually taken it personally. And
Mm.
but now I took it positively. I've doubled my sessions at the Pilates studio. So
Okay.
taken it positively. So that's one thing. And also, beginning of the day, when I'm starting my day, what has changed is that I have a target for the day.
Okay.
I'm practicing my baselines, my codes every day, and so I'm very conscious of how the day is going to be power packed. It's going to be enriched instead of just a wasted day. The day I want to waste it, it's okay. The day I just want to watch Netflix, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But
Mm.
then I want a more fulfilling day, and I feel as I'm getting older, I need to expand the brain more with more positive nutrients than uh, you know doing riffraff things, just wasting time. So and also that keeps my mind active. So I'm learning new things. I'm learning chat gpt. I'm always trying out new things the whole day. So I'm alert.
Yeah.
And because I have a grandson of 8 months old, and I want to be don't want him to feel he's going to have a
Mm.
grandmother who's like what the grandmothers we had.
No, no.
We used to at that point of time. But I want to be abreast with the latest whatever's happening. I mean, and age is not a number.
Absolutely.
You
Age is
can,
the
and that's what is like keeps me motivated even more. Fine. These things were not even there. We had no
absolutely.
exposure. There was a coaching business internationally, but India was not aware. And thanks to Arfin, I think he's done a great job. He's brought it to our homes.
Yes, absolutely. And one more thing I feel you'll agree with me is that the pandemic was a kind of a catalyst for people to realize, because earlier people were in a denial mode. Everybody knew we had problems, but we were not ready to accept them, and we were not ready to take any help, because there was a general tendency, I don't need any help, I'll find the solution myself. But when we were hit with that pandemic, and when we were enclosed in our houses for almost a year plus, and we could not move around, and things starting went really bad for a lot of people. That is the time people realize the importance of mental health. Otherwise, earlier we were only focusing on physical health. We have to be physically fit. The men wanted to be handsome,
Exactly.
strong dudes with six-pack abs and dole shole type, and that's it. And but here nobody was bothering, and we realized the importance of mental health, because if you're mentally strong, physical strength doesn't really matter. Yeah, you can with your mental strength you can actually move mountains. And that another thing that happened was, because of the pandemic, we were again uh, blocked in closed spaces. So it also turned as a blessing in disguise for many of us, especially those who were ready to explore the opportunities which were created by this. And
Absolutely, absolutely. It
so
brought the
how
world
does this
together.
happen for you? How do you take how did this happen for you? Kind of opportunities you created for yourself, or rather than
So you
waiting for
know,
them.
I'm a phoenix now, shutting down business, sitting at home. Didn't know, I'm not used to
Yeah.
being at home. And my mother was with me. She was unwell. So
Uh,
throughout the pandemic, I discovered that I could sing. So so I participated. I hooked up with a group which is
mhm,
of musicians and music passionate lovers.
mhm.
And so we used to sing from morning till about midnight every day.
Okay. Wow.
It started the pandemics when it started, and then slowly it just reduced because it was becoming too much, because we w- we were actually starting at 6 in the morning and until midnight. And
Mhm.
so that shifted the focus from feeling you know isolated. So
Yeah.
I think Zoom was one of the greatest things that actually happened, because it
Yes,
brought
absolutely.
everybody. So I never felt alone, because there was
Mhm.
always at least 25 people on screen all the time, and we were singing songs and we were posting songs. So that really kept me going. And also
Yeah.
I shifted towards meditation a lot.
Okay.
So I found a person. She's a fabulous. She's very evolved, and
Mhm.
she did these lovely Zoom sessions. So throughout the pandemic, this was happening, and then obviously there is an issue. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're just hooked up in the house, there's no physical
Mhm.
activity. You have to look at other things. So
Yeah.
here we were exercising in front of the Zoom, and everything was done in front of uh, on Zoom itself. So it was a actually, and then when things opened up, it took me a long time to withdraw symptoms from the screen to
Mhm.
go out to the real world, because I didn't know. I said, oh my God, how to drive? What a waste of time. 2 hours in
Mhm.
the car. So I found that actually so silly. It's such a waste of resource when you can do it right here, and it's like one to one. You and I are talking, you're in Pune, I'm sitting here.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
and even on our community, we have people from all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Absolutely.
doesn't feel like we're sitting in different parts. It's like you're sitting across the table and having a chat, and
Yeah.
it's so amazing. And how everybody is, culturally maybe different, but
Mhm.
how connected everyone can be through a great mindset approach, because everybody is focused towards growth. So
Yes.
which
Absolutely.
is so good at this juncture of my life. I think it's the best thing that's happened to me.
And I agree on this part also regarding Zoom was like a blessing in disguise for us. Suddenly the world became borderless. You could sitting in your drawing room or bedroom or where in your balcony you could connect to anybody and everybody across the world at any time of the day or night. So there were no
Yeah, that's
boundaries in terms of time. There were no boundaries in terms of physical boundaries. So you could connect with that way. So you could reach out to more people, and especially for us who are into this community, it was like we were able to actually impact people's lives. Like where if I talk about my example, I hung up my uniform in September 2020 after completing 33 years in the army, and thereafter like, I knew that I'm not going to pick up another job, because enough is enough. Like बहुत कर लिया. And now I wanted to do something from which I could make a difference in the society, impact people's life. And but COVID happened, so we were confined in our rooms, and then we came to this community. And now today we have made I would say, a own space in the community. We have impacted thousands of lives, and it also gives you a feeling of immense satisfaction that what you are doing is actually very, very noble. Earlier, teaching used to be a noble profession, But now coaching itself is a very, very noble profession, because there from here you are mm, uh, making people more aware, more enlightened, more empowered, and that way then it is like a chain reaction. It is like you are the source and it is flowing across the world, across the universe. And Nandita, can you tell us a little bit about your journey for when, how you joined? What was the trigger for you to join this community, and thereafter, uh, when you joined it, how it went for you as a individual, and now how are you impacting
Okay, so
lives of people?
how I joined. See, I since I was an entrepreneur, so I
Mm,
always had setups, and I was always working on skills of improving skills
mm,
of people
mm,
around me, whether they were hairdressers, whether they were technicians, and some of them came from I was always helping them in etiquettes and
yeah.
improving their grooming, etc., and all that. So that's my DNA. I mean,
Mm,
I would do it. That's I wanted, if I meet somebody, I would want them to upgrade themselves, and why
yeah.
not? I mean, if there's any way one can contribute to anybody's life, even in a quarter percent also, I think it's very gratifying.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so when during COVID, I was thinking to myself, and I said, I don't want to go back to uh, being dependent on people
Mm,
for skills and business and things like that. Because what happens is in the salon industry, you're always dependent on someone else's skills. So I felt if I want to do this, of even helping other people and emotionally, because I
mm,
have whatever experience I went through, I would like to help women empower themselves. Even men, it's not that men don't go through
yeah,
relationship issues. They
absolutely.
go through much more. Women are more
Mm,
expressive. Men suffer silently. At times
yes,
they box you, that's a different thing. But
absolutely.
everyone has a different way of
Mm,
reacting in a relationship. So I just felt that now is my time where I think I should be uh, going back and telling my side of the story, if it can inspire somebody to change their lives or take decisions or not take a decision. I'm not against breaking up relationships. I am for uh, working a way out. So that's what got one of my friend. He sent me a reel. He kept on posting a lot of these it wasn't motivational, but it was a lot of talk about coaching, etc., which I just connected to. And then
mhm.
one day he invited me for Arfi's challenge. And
Okay.
when I attended the challenge, um, I just took to it because you meet so many people in your life. But with
Mm,
Arfin, I found that he was real and authentic.
yeah.
And he reached out to you directly.
Mm,
He's not a guy who says I'm something else and is something else in front of you and behind you.
mm,
He's the same. So that's what really, really felt comfortable. And he spoke, probably even the connection I felt, what I was looking for, he was talking.
yeah.
So so that's what connected me, and I enrolled immediately for the course. And as it's not just a course,
Mm,
it's not that you're left by yourself. So I had my own coaches literally holding my hand through the certification. We were practicing. It wasn't just you're left alone, you are studying
yeah.
on your own. And if I had questions, I could always go back to them. Plus a mastermind, not a mastermind, there were masterminds, and everyone is holding your hand in the community. It's fine, you have a direct coach, but there are also other coaches who are there for you at any time, anywhere that you are. So that's a real support system, and which is continuing even till now. Even today, if I have a question, I can always go back
Mm,
to the community, to my coach. They'll help me there are times I'm going to go up and down. It's normal.
Mhm.
So if I ever do that or I get stuck, I know I have this community backing me all
Yeah.
the time. It's a big thing because you walk out like a tigress,
Yeah.
you know.
Uh,
You,
Yeah.
so
That
it's
is there. That's really great. So, Nanta, one more thing I want to ask you is like, there a lot of people are confused between counselor,
oh,
guide,
oh, oh,
and
don't ask.
the moment you speak to
Uh-huh.
somebody, for our audience, can you tell them a little bit as to what exactly is coaching about? And how is
So
it different
so
from the other so-called
so
common profession?
I had an experience where this lady asked me, so what do you do? I said, I'm a life coach.
Mm,
Coach. So it
mm.
was like, I said, yeah, life coach. So she says, Acha, but which sport? So
Okay.
I said, life sport. So they said, no, but but coach, gym. I said, no, I'm not a gym coach. I love sports. I love exercising, but I'm a life coach. Then she was so confused. I told her, I said, we help transformations. Transformations? What is transformations? I said, like I am transformed when I went through the whole journey of the coaching program. Today, I mean, challenges are inevitable.
Yeah.
They're going to come. There's no way that, today I say something has happened, it's not going to happen again tomorrow, and something else will happen tomorrow. But the difference is that after having been coached and I've gone through the process, it doesn't hit me hard.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
I'm like, I can sail through it very smoothly because I know I'm not going to let my state go down because that's the mindset which I
Mm,
have today. And I know and I'm aware that things are going to happen. It's life, it's life. Tomorrow I'm walking down so I can break my leg, but big deal. I
mhm,
mean, that's it's inevitable. Things are going to happen. And the difference between coaching and counseling is that we don't advise anyone.
mm.
We ask you the right questions and we ask you the powerful questions so that you find your own answers.
Yes, absolutely. Mm,
Yeah. So and sometimes, like, I was starting off this journey with this client and I had to tell him, I mean, I know him personally a little bit, so I had to make it very clear. I said, if I ask you these questions, you won't you won't feel bad. Naraz to nahi ho jaoge. So literally, because I'm going to ask you those questions. So
Yeah.
don't feel bad because to come to your that breakthrough moment, we have to ask those powerful questions. So that is the difference between a counselor
Mm,
and a coach. They're not going to tell you like this person is having a relationship issue. No, I can't tell him either divorce your wife or you go back to her. There are only
mm,
two things that I see. I mean, but I'm not advising. You find your
absolutely.
own answer. It's just that I'm
Absolutely.
pushing him to a stage
Mm,
where he has to take the decision himself and he has to stop blaming other people. He has
yeah.
to go inward himself. So that is coaching. That I'm not telling you. And then therapy is different.
Yeah.
When there
Absolutely.
is actually a chemical balance and things like that, then they need to see a psychiatrist.
Mm,
Not the space we are in. We're in
yeah.
with normal people who are like you, me, anyone who
Mm,
just need that little
yeah.
push to become greater versions of themselves.
Mm. So,
That's
would it be right to say that you are helping find and discover their own inner potential, which is there inside, which they do not recognize, and once they recognize the
absolutely.
potential, they find a way out, and they also take accountability and responsibility for the actions. And the moment you
Yes,
take ownership, and the moment you take ownership of your action, there's no way anything can stop you from growing, irrespective of what kind of challenge you're facing in whichever area of your life. And also,
absolutely.
one more thing we talk about is mindset. So a lot of people are confused about what exactly is mindset about. So can you elaborate a little bit on mindset? Why mindset? or a right mindset very important for each one of us today?
Why not the right mindset? Why not the right mindset?
So firstly, what is mindset? Because a lot of people don't know what is mindset.
Listen, a mindset I can have मैं तो गरीब हूँ. That's a mindset. But I will remain गरीब, bhai. When your mindset, you may be in the richest of a manner, but you feel you're poor, you're going to be poor. If in the best of environment you say I'm sick, you will have the mindset. Your mindset is only of a loser. What else are you going to get? So mindset also like I always give the example of my son also. In the sense, because see, when he finished his school, he was bright in everything else, but academics, he was didn't he was very playful. But when he went to college, he flowered. When he was doing, he wanted to go for his MBA, his father refused, and plus circumstances were such, and he got into a business which was perfect with his mindset.
Okay.
His mindset was growth, and he wanted to reach out, and the mindset just helped him. He had the right mindset to grow. If you have a mindset of a growth, you will get growth. If you have a mindset of that you are in a bad situation, you will remain in a bad situation. So shifting the mindset is actually a great transformation which anybody can get.
Yeah. And one more thing you mentioned about is that growth mindset. A lot of people, we also hear this a lot in our life. That there's one thing called growth mindset or abundance mindset, and there's a scarcity mindset. So when you were talking about कि मैं गरीब हूँ, that is equivalent to having a scarcity mindset, that you're always thinking about what is not there. And here, one more thing I realized, generally what happens is we tend to compare ourselves with others. And when we are comparing ourselves, we are always looking at what I don't have, the other person have. And in the process, we forget about enjoying what we have, which is much more than which we require at times. So would it be right to say this is also related to a person's mindset?
See, you can't compare yourself with others in the first place. You can have envy. I mean, if you have a mindset that you also want to grow, then it's different. But if you can't be jealous of somebody else's growth, because if you look inside and see what can you do to achieve what you can achieve, because you may have the skills may not even be necessary actually. Skill set is something else. But if your mind is not towards working towards your own future, and you're looking at somebody else's and feeling jealous of what they have achieved, you're a loser, complete loser. I mean, you have to see your own circumstances, your own skill set. Like I said, is secondary. It's you can without skill set. I've seen people who have gone ahead and done wonders because they've had a mindset which is they're achievers, and they want that thing in their life. It's like a burning desire. It's like possibly they're just something that they're just dying to get in their lives. So that is you can't just look at somebody and feel I also want that. You can't get it till you move your ass. Absolutely. As simple as that.
Absolutely.
You got to move. And also, I'm gonna just interrupting on that also, and also manifestation. There's a whole lot of I also there was some mantra somebody told me, manifest, read this mantra, manifestation ho jayegi ye wo. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Because I was not mentally feeling good about myself, so nothing will happen. The moment you're feeling internally upbeat, things just turn around.
Absolutely.
It's just a wonderful feeling.
So, Nandita, when you were talking about the comparison, I was just reminded of that very old ad of Real Beast, which we used to see as children. उसकी कमीज मेरी कमीज से ज्यादा सफेद कैसे है? So, it is okay to compare once in a while for among, but not always. You keep on comparing and then blaming yourself rather than also appreciating things like what you have. And because when you appreciate what you
Mhm.
have, then automatically your, as you rightly mentioned, your mindset will also look for opportunities, will look for what now, how can I have this, I have achieved so much, now what can I do next to go to the next level. So
True.
that is also related to the kind of a winning mindset or abundance mindset or the right mindset.
Also, if I have to look at somebody else's achievement, I would do see, I'm coming from an entrepreneur mindset.
Mhm.
I would do a SWOT analysis when I'm running a business. That's
Yeah.
that's when I would do an analysis of good,
Mhm.
bad, how much is he doing, what is my competition, what is it? That's the time I would do it in from a business point of view, not on a personal mindset front. That if looking at somebody else's fine, it's a great thing that somebody has achieved this already, so I also have an evidence that I can achieve it. So
Yeah.
that is a great yardstick for me, because I
Mhm.
can then develop my inner growth to work towards what I can achieve personally, and what I want in my life. I
Mhm.
cannot achieve what he wants in his life. I have to achieve what I want in my life.
Absolutely.
Coming to
Absolutely.
that is the main thing, and then working towards it consistently. You can't just say I want this और ये मुझे मिल जाएगा मिल जाएगा मिल जाएगा. It doesn't work. You have to sit down every day and work towards it step by step, step by step. And that's why we all have all the outcomes. We have all those
Mhm.
working towards the outcomes. And that happens like everyday action work
Mhm.
towards what
Absolutely.
you want.
Mhm.
It
Absolutely.
can't be that you've seen something in somebody. He's also worked his way through, man. It's not that he's got it easy.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, Nandita,
Yeah.
what would be your message or for people who are watching us right now, and they know that something is amiss, but they are still a little bit reluctant to move forward or seek help or guidance or anything, or they may be whatever could be reason. We are not going into reason. So what would be your message for these people who are sitting on the borderline and saying, okay, मैं आगे बढ़ूं नहीं बढ़ूं? So what would be your message for them?
Let us come and give you that little push,
Yeah.
that little, you know, just come to us. We'll give you that push, because we don't want you to waste that time. That at least personally, I what I could have done 10 years earlier, I would don't want people to waste that time, because through that one little kick on your back, you can push yourself so much ahead that you really won't look back.
Yeah.
So that's really a strong message. And don't doubt, because
Mhm.
you're seeing all of us. We are transformed human beings
Mhm.
right in
Yeah.
front of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and these are and the kind of masterminds and all our coaches, our mentors. We have such a great community that you would why would you not want it?
Mhm. Absolutely. So all of you out there who are watching us and listening to us, so if you think you need some help, reach out to us. We'll share our links in the video later on. However, one more thing I want to ask you, Nandita, is there any specific area wherein you can actually impact a particular, like a particular category of people or a particular problems which you can solve in, like not solve, help them solve by becoming more enlightened and empowered, or making
To be
them
very
good.
honest, Colonel Aditya, the system that we are using
Mm,
and which has been created by Arfin Khan,
mm,
he uses it. He uses the same system on all the celebrity. He uses it on us. He uses it on himself. He uses
mm.
it on anything and everything, and on areas of
Yeah,
lives of whether it's business. It's even if you want to lose weight,
yeah,
this system can also help you to again what is your target. The
absolutely.
first thing is for a person to realize what do you want
Mm,
and who are you in the beginning. So once we can help out in any sphere, there's no problem. Yes,
mm,
we have our personal experiences
mm,
which can translate more and probably shift towards more of like for me it would be more of relationship and
mm.
motivating women to get skilled and
Yeah.
telling them to get more financially independent and
Mm,
not wait for a financial freedom. Start
yeah,
as early as possible, because no, not to break relationships. It's for your own self-esteem, your own dignity.
absolutely. Yeah.
And but our system can help with any issue except for medical issues.
Yeah. If you have any medical issues, then you have to go to a doctor. Yeah, and because we are
Yeah,
not
then,
doctors.
then
Yeah.
if you really have a serious problem, then you need to see a psychiatrist. You need to be on. There are chemical imbalances that
Mm,
happen. There's no nothing to hide about that. And in that case, we would not advise you to come to us. We'd
mm.
advise you to see a doctor. So we don't want to give you false notions that come
Yeah.
we'll help you, and right.
Mm,
It doesn't happen that. Some
mm.
people do need that part, and 80% need us.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you very much, Nandita. It was a great pleasure for me to have interacted with you on this platform, and I'm sure our audience would have also picked up very important nuggets from our conversation, and we will be sharing our details with you, a link. So if you want to reach out to us, you can connect with us, and we'll be there to guide you. And one thing I want to ask you, Nandita, if I say what is similar between a GPS and a coach, what would be your answer?
You answer that, no, Colonel Aditya. You're the army guy who's used this all his life. No more. Now you being a coach with me. Thank you.
So we can be the GPS of your life. We can help you reach from where you are to where you want to be, and thereafter we can push you to the next level where you can be. So
Yes,
that is what
we are.
we can do.
Hello. Now we are the soft chat GPT.
Thank you, Nandita. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate you for taking out your time and interacting and engaging with the audience. And I'm sure they will, their mind would have awakened, and they would have started thinking. And if somebody wants any help, they would feel they need any kind of further assistance, they can reach out to us and we'll be there. And till then, see you and bye bye. We'll hopefully see you again next week with something different. This was just a beginning, and so now every week we'll come out with some new things, and try and add value to your lives. Thank you, Nandita. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Okay.